Looks like we're going live. I'm live. Here we go. Hey folks, welcome to the stream. Today we are talking about, well, Warcry Catacombs today. GW just put this up at the time, maybe 25, 30 minutes ago. I have quickly read through the Sunday preview just to see what's happening. If anyone is around and can let me know if this sounds fine, if I'm talking at an okay volume, it looks like everything's going through, so we'll see. But I'll just kind of wait for a few of you folks to show up. Looks like some good stuff for Warcry. Old October. I'd agree with you. Yeah, it looks a little spicy. A couple things that I'll get into, and you guys can express your opinions as well too. Hey Levi, what's going on? Thank you for the sound info. We'll wait for a few more folks to come in. I don't have too much to go into today other than just talking about this for a little while. I have some painting stuff set up, but it's not necessarily the plan unless people just want to hang out and chat after. I'm cool with that. I have some gnaw holes that are mostly painted that have been sitting on my desk for, I don't know, like 5 months, and I figured they're like, well, I have one of them completely done, and the other two are about like 80% complete, so I might as well just get it finished. Good morning. Thank you, Flyboy, Sasuro. Hello. Well, since there's a few of you here, we might as well just get things going. So, Sunday preview. Today is October 18th of 2020. It's time to reveal all the details of next week's exciting pre-orders, releases, articles, blah, blah, blah. First up, let's give an overview. I don't care about the overview because we're here for Warcry. So, Catacombs, box set, just like the original box set. First impressions, looks awesome. Can't wait. But I'll read through this stuff. I know Doug's a big fan of doing this, and I'm sure both of you know Doug from 2 Plus Tough. Anyways, Warcry Catacombs is a stunning new core set that allows you to battle in the underground dungeons of Varanthrax Maw, deep beneath the Skullpike Mountains. Get ready for the Warhammeriest game of the floor is lava? Ever? Sure. The ancient trap-filled dungeons stretch on and on, populated by monsters and blood-hungry savages, so muster your warband and prepare to venture into the abyssal darkness. First things first, I wish I could click on this, but I can't. Might be a little hard to see. Yeah, it looks like HeroQuest. It's amazing. You see a series of portcullises, arches, bridges, I don't want to say a hex map or a square map, whatever you'd want to call it, because I'm sure noticing how models are placed, they're not placed in exact squares or anything like that, so I assume, and you see the measuring tape, I assume most of the rules, if not all of them, are the exact same, and I assume there are some additions. That's the best I can assume. Other than that, terrain looks great. It looks like, from the picture, and I believe what someone mentioned yesterday, I can't remember who, that they are including some of the OG starter set terrain, so that's cool too. So I get to mess with that and paint it however I want. Do something weird or crazy or make it purple, I don't know. But sounds awesome. We'll continue reading here. In addition to everything that you need to play, including a core rulebook, dice terrain, and a double-sided fold-out game or card game board, this set includes 2 warbands, the Khainite Shadow Stalkers and the Signs of Flame. The Shadow Stalkers are soul-bound to Morathi and imbued with incredible powers that make them a threat unlike any other. After all, it's hard to escape the Shadow Stalkers when they can blink between shadows in an instant and command your own reflection to stab you in the back. Now, before I read the rest, these Shadow Stalkers sound like their abilities are going to be awesome and bonkers and off the hook and great for objectives scoring games. Looks like the Corvus Cabal is going to have a hard time in the Catacombs. I would 100% agree. But yeah, and yeah, I'm going to, when I get this, I'm going to get the core book too, and I'm with you, Old October. I can give someone a core rule book, and hopefully they'll get more into the game after they see that too, and have one of their own. But yeah, these Shadow Stalkers are, let's see if I can pull up the models. Good, they popped up nice. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 models. So that's pretty typical for a warband. Looks awesome. What do you say, Trevor? I always felt the Daughters of Cain should be baller and Warcry thematically. Of course they are, and they sort of have their own offshoot warband, I guess we'll call it that. But these guys look fantastic. This front, I assume this is your leader on the, I would assume that's either a 40 or a 32 mil? I don't know. I would have guessed like these few guys in back with like the swords or spears are interchangeable, but I bet those are on 25s or 32s. But yeah, this person, this dude up front with the no face with the glass shield, you could probably have some fun painting that too. You could put little googly eyes on it. That would be fun. But yeah, these guys look awesome. So we'll pop over to the Signs of Flame. Meanwhile, the Signs of Flame are an Akshi-obsessed fanatics in service of Archaon, who they believe will scour the mortal realms clean in a fiery apocalypse. If the Warhammer Age of Sigmar is your jam as well, the box even includes war scrolls for using the new warbands in larger scale battles too. Yep, and don't forget, oh yeah, Warcry does have 28s as well. So yeah, those guys actually might be 28s. Shadow Stalkers sound pretty much like the Cypher Lord's fighting tactics. Yeah, you could definitely see that. These models are awesome. I'm just debating which ones I'm going to want to paint first. Well, Signs of Flames. I mean, this guy is probably the best guy in the set. This guy back here who they decided to hide from me and put in the back and light himself on fire. But yeah, there you go. What's going on, Martin? If the new base set has the same price, it's bad value. I mean, we can get into that a little later. That's something I was going to bring up. But, well, maybe I'll bring it up now. So I believe, and this is what someone has told me in the past, the original box was $170 US. And that was your 2 warbands, so you had Untamed Beasts and Iron Golems. You had an immense amount of terrain, so you could argue it was probably more in substance compared to what's here, but you still got your dice, your cards, and everything else. So realistically, if they dropped the price to $150, that would probably be a reasonable thought or process that GW would do, but I wouldn't be surprised if this box is 200 or 200 plus. That wouldn't surprise me. Am I still going to get it? Well, I don't know. Of course I am. I want to make cool videos, and I want you guys to watch them. So yeah, I'm going to get this box. Oh, and yes, it didn't have the beasts. So that's another good point. This box has no sort of beasts or anything like that, so you're actually missing out on, what, 12 models or so? Yeah, Trevor, I missed that one. Thank you. So yeah, I would even drop that down to like 140, 130 for this box. But at the end of the day, this box is probably going to either be the same price or more. I don't know. That's just my speculation, knowing GW and how they've worked things in the past. We'll see. I'm optimistic, sort of, about price point, but it is what it is. I mean, they're adding. I don't know what this little Catacombs book is going to be. It's very hard to tell from the art here, but you can see the line of pages. This is getting really into it. You can see the line of pages right here, right where my mouse is. It looks a little thicker than what I thought it would be. I thought it would just be like a little thin, like 12-page thing, just being like, hey, this is what Catacombs are. But I'm assuming there's like rules and lore and stuff like that all in it. So yeah, obviously I'm gonna get this box for sure. Are you getting more than what you got with the original starter set? I would argue no, but maybe someone out there could argue yes. No idea. But and I guess I get a second book. You are right, we roll dice. But anyways, so we'll look at these guys for a second. So the Signs of Flame, I love the almost like samurai-esque style that they have. Of course, there's a lot of skulls, because why wouldn't there be? It's all chaos at the end of the day. I think they did a great job on these models. They look fantastic. You can probably tell that these 3 guys are kind of, your little basic dudes, and everyone else is kind of special. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 models and 9 models. So that's pretty standard for a Chaos Warband. We'll see how they stack up against. We'll just see how they stack up against all the other warbands, because I have no idea if this is going to be some sort of similar situation with the old Chaos Warbands, where when the first starter set came out, all these Chaos Warbands were cool, they were awesome looking, they were generally balanced with each other, and then they started introducing all the new stuff like Ogre Maw Tribes, Beasts of Chaos, Skaven, and it just blew those guys They literally kick them down the hole into the catacombs, and not too many people play them unless it's, well, I don't know. I still play them, but for the aesthetics, you're not winning a lot of games with them at the end of the day. A few of them you can, but other than that, we'll see how they stack up. We'll see what their abilities are like. You can probably tell with these guys' abilities that they're going to be bouncing around the board. And I have no idea what the Scion guys are going to do. I feel like this is just an assumption. I feel like they're going to be the next, like, you move them up to the guy, you use your ability, and they take a bunch of damage based on what your ability die number is. So, those abilities have their uses, but to be honest, I don't use them as much. So we'll see. Hopefully they can burn away the competition. Anyone else have any other big thoughts or opinions on Catacombs for right now? I'm excited for it. I personally wouldn't say I'm as excited for this as I was the original box set. Well, I guess that's kind of maybe not the best thing to say, because a brand new total product is more exciting than just a minor, well, I wouldn't say minor expansion, then some type of an expansion. So we'll see how this stacks up. I think it's going to be a fun box. I'm going to have so many I'm going to have so many damage tokens that I honestly don't even use anymore. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. So we'll see. But yeah, this is going to be a cool box. I'm excited for it. Noble deployment twist cards. Ooh. They don't show it in the photo. So I would assume they have to have something, at least something in the book that shows some sort, great, this is going well, some sort of deployment setup or terrain setup. They have to have something. Unfortunately, I'd rather have it in card form, but that's just me personally. I do like physically having like a little small deck of cards that I can shuffle up, rather than opening up a book and like either randomly picking something or rolling a die on a table. So I'm hoping they're just not showing some type of deployment cards, but we'll see. In the core box have rules for deployment and twist. Hold on, did I miss that? Rulebook, dice, terrain, and a double-sided fold-out card game board. I don't know. I might honestly say no. So we'll see. In the core box, they have rules for deployment. So in the original box, they did have the physical cards that had deployment, twist, terrain, and victory. But we'll see. I wonder if there'll be a solo rules variant, since most players don't have a consistent opponent. Maybe. That would be great. I would play that all the time. Hey, what's going on, How To? Good to see you. I'm most interested in having another type of Warcry game to try out, as in the Catacombs rules. It is, if it is fun, they will give more options to play. Yeah, even if this isn't a super exciting expansion at the end of the day, I mean, I'm excited. Even if the rules don't hit on par, at least they're giving something else for us to try out with a game that's already generally pretty simple. Simple isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying simple's bad by any means. Simple's a great way for folks who look at this box when they see this box cover art and they go into their Warhammer store and they're like, oh man, or their local GW, and they're like, well, this is badass, I want to get this thing. They can hop right in and play right away. But we'll see. Martin's mentioning the Height Matters warbands working Catacombs. I'm assuming, again, if they have some sort of terrain setup cards, I assume some of them are flat, just like what am I trying to say? Some had very little terrain on the board when you'd flip over the original terrain cards. They would just have like the minor terrain that you might have to run over and not get poked by it. But I would assume, since the set's actually coming with some of the OG terrain, I would assume that some of the cards you can flip over or boards that you can set up, you can place that terrain on. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if you crit hit folks, they'll fall into lava instead of off elevation. I mean, they have to have some lava rules, because they literally mentioned in the setup that it said it is the Warhammeriest game of the floor is lava ever. So there's probably going to be a few little fun and interesting mechanics that can happen with where you are on the terrain, where you're going to get hit or pushed to. We'll see. We'll see how it all works. They'll see that there'll never be that kind of terrain below. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm pumped. I'm excited. I assume next weekend they'll do pre-orders, and then I assume there'll be some sort of leak because it's GW, and I think they do leaks on purpose to get people excited. So we'll probably see the prices pretty soon. But yeah. So, other than that, I think the terrain's awesome. They have a lot of little chaosy things in here that I love. This floor grate, or this drain. You can, I mean, I play a lot of D&D too, so I'll use tons of this for that as well. This is fantastic. But, so, let's go on to a next little thing. We'll get to these in a minute. These are exciting. I don't know what to think about this. So, Warcry Catacombs board pack. If you want to mix it up by adding some variety to your surroundings, you can also pick up this supplementary board pack, which features 2 more double-sided game boards to use, each depicting a unique location: the lair of the Sphinx, Temple of Negendra, Cinder Warrens, and the Hall of Valorum. So, first things first, ignoring that it's a separate product, I think these boards are great. I think it's nice to have variety. You can paint up your terrain in multiple different ways, so it actually looks interesting and cool. It looks like here that there's not a lot of... I mean, these look kind of basic. I wonder if these walls are actually a thing. If these are even walls, or if these are... It looks like there's walls based on shadows and lighting, and these are pillars. Now, this seems kind of weird, but for GW to make a game that's so based on terrain and models, that I don't know if this board takes into account that these walls are considered terrain. I don't know. We'll see. So I assume this is one board and you just fold it up. One way's the more brown one and one's the more green one. We'll see. But it did say the layer of 1, 2, 3, 4, so maybe there are multiple boards in this set. We'll see. Actually, this one does look different than... Oh, does it? No, it looks the same. So, we'll see. I just hope this pack of cardboard that they're selling us isn't, like $30 or something like that. So, we'll see. How to War Games, excited as well, but not ready to paint up more terrain. Yeah, I actually haven't painted terrain in a minute, so I am pumped to try to find out ways that I can speed paint all this stuff in like a day or two. I'll probably have to do some planning and things like that. Maybe I'll do a video about it if I can even figure it out, which that might just not happen. So we'll see. Cicero, are they going to apply new terrain rules to the set that is based on weather or location? I mean, maybe. At least... From what I can tell, they're at least going to do some type of environmental rules, whether that's going to be based on weather or whatever. I have no idea. I would assume depending on what twist card you flip over, that might be a thing, but we'll see. Artist Opus brushes could be useful for that, possibly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the true rules are. I assume over this week they'll be releasing things here and there, more and more. But this is just my personal first impressions. So let's kind of go on to, other than this, the more meaty part of this is the starter sets. These are very interesting. So there's only 4 that we can tell for now. Now they've done them in the past for Gloomspite and Nighthaunt and the Golden Boys. Warcry AOS boxes. They will reprint cards. I need this. Yes. You would assume that they have cards in here. So if you haven't gotten your Skaven or KO or Flesh Eater Courts or Ironjawz cards, well, there's your opportunity. Now, looking at these boxes, I guess I should read this. 4 of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar factions will also be getting Warcry starter sets. These boxes come with everything you need to start with a ruthless warband with your favorite faction, from the miniatures themselves to all the Grand Alliance tokens and ability cards you'll need. So that's good. I'm excited for all of these. Obviously, I personally don't need all of these by any means. Ironjawz, I have tons of IJ models that I have no use for that. Skaven, I have some Skaven models, but I really only have the Pestilence side, so that Skaven box is interesting to me. KO, I've always wanted to paint and try, and of course, Feck would also be a very interesting thing too. I'm with you there, EJ. These starter boxes are exciting. I I would assume, but it wouldn't surprise me that these boxes are still the same price as the original boxes with the other starter Warcry starter sets they had. I would assume they're $50 US. So we'll see. But these are going to be fantastic. This is one of those things that, in my opinion, GW has actually knocked out of the park again. Now, it saves the consumer money. Now, these warbands may not be the warband that you want specifically. Like, maybe you don't want big giant rats, or maybe you don't want these specific Ironjaw units, or whatever. But at least it's giving you a starter option, and I would assume somewhere around 1,000 points to actually get started and play the game without having to go out and buy this if you have a buddy that owns part of this. But we'll see. I think these are fantastic. I think, other than the actual starter set that came out today, or not came out today, that was teased and gave us more information today, this is a big surprise, and I'm very happy about this. Anna, looks cool to me. Good that Catacombs is different. A different rule set, something extra is always good, and hopefully they don't modify the core rules. I don't think the core rules will be touched much. I think they're just going to add more onto it. So we'll see. Levi, I absolutely love your videos. Well, appreciate it, Levi. I really do appreciate that. I think it would be awesome to see you do one about the campaigns and link them together to see how the warbands fare overall. Campaign videos, I will tell all of you this right now. So, obviously I started this channel to do, not necessarily Warcry, but just other tabletop games and things like that. I guess I'm getting slightly off topic. But at the end of the day, I still do want some type of viewership. Is that selfish? Say whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, campaign videos do complete hot garbage. Everyone will watch the first video and be sort of interested, and then after that everything tanks down and the graph just shoots right into the ground and you're shooting yourself in the foot, and honestly, I would be wasting time. Now, I have not done it before, so I can't say that something like this wouldn't be obtainable. So, Levi, the option is there, and I have thought about it a lot, and I'm not saying I won't ever do it, but as of now, we'll see. Now, that was probably not the answer you want to hear, but at the end of the day, it's something that I would rather create one-off videos with different variety of warbands and setups and things like that, and rather not follow one specific warband, because if Bill, who knows, wants to watch Skaven, and I haven't done a Skaven video in about 16 months, Bill might get a little ticked and leave and go to the next person, and that's Bill's prerogative. But we like Bill, and we want Bill to stay around. So, in terms of campaigns, I've thought about it, and maybe I could probably do some small ones, like maybe 1 or 2 videos, or maybe even 3, but we'll see how you guys as the community take that into account. Let me look at some of these. Everyone that has played are moved out onto other games. I'll probably just buy to assemble the models. Trevor, yeah. I mean, the game, I'm hoping that with a new release, the game has sparked back up. I've noticed this is personally in my metrics of people watching the specific Warcry content, it has gone down. Now, that probably is also in line with that I took a break from Warcry for a few months, and I'm getting back into it now, so we'll see if that was a thing, or if just overall the game has lost a little bit of luster. I'm hoping with this set it kind of pops back. Martin, Feck is a massive good deal. If you get the Start Collecting box, it gives you the opportunity to make Terrorgeist, some monsters and mercs, funsies too, and also Splinter Bones for a challenge. That's actually a really good point. This Flesh Eater Quartz box is, if it's $50, is a huge, amazing deal. Because it looks like you get, I forgot the names of all the guys, but you kind of get your actually Age of Sigmar Start Collecting box slightly smaller, but without your massive Terrorgeist. And that's a really good deal. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. What about streaming a campaign? For how I film, I have no idea how that would be feasible. The amount of editing, and I don't mean editing in terms of, what am I trying to say? like I don't rig my games by any means. What I roll is generally what you see on the table, what cards I flip. I might choose them beforehand because some scenarios might be better or worse than others. But other than that, generally what you see is what happens. Now, trying to set up about 16 different webcams with on 14 different angles and switch that around during a stream, that sounds absolutely terrible, and I'd love to have like a team of 2 or 3 people on top of that, and personally someone else across the table that I can play a game with. When it's just me and I control the warbands and I can move the models around and do all that stuff, I can write down my script, we'll say. It's not really a script. It's just the crap I voice over when I'm doing the reports. Streaming is one of those things that it has been brought up in the past, but as of right now, it seems very down in the... it seems nearly impossible to do at this point in time. Now, again, like I was saying to... Oh, shoot, who was it? Was it Martin? Oh, sorry, I'm scrolling through chat, and you guys are probably... It was Levi. What Levi said, I don't want to give the same answer, but it's possible, but probably not going to happen. And Anna, by the way, Red Rose Wargaming, you guys should check out her channel. They do awesome Warcry stuff too. They made this badass Coliseum, and I've always wanted to do it, but the what is it? Oh god, what toy? Anna, what toy is that? It's like a Fisher Price or something, like weird Coliseum thing that you guys painted up. It's absolutely amazing, and you guys should check it out. But we'll see. Playmobil. Thank you. Or mobile, whatever. I don't know. Mobile. There's like cities in the U.S. that are mobile and mobile, and nobody knows how to pronounce it. At least I don't. But yeah, it's awesome. So I guess on to the last thing. They showed the Warcry carry case again. Whoopee. You want to get a box that you really don't need? Or, hey, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure a lot of you like the box. But you need a thing to hold your models? Sure. We'll see. I'm with you there too, EJ. I would have loved to buy that thing, but they're all like $190 or whatever just to find one. It's, look, I'm not paying $190 for terrain I'm going to use like 4 times. Other than the Warcry stuff, what else happened today? We got some Necromunda stuff that I don't know much about. Actually, probably the rest. By the way, this terrain looks amazing. If I did more... Oh, and these models. Oh, look at these poor dogs. They got robot legs. I don't know if that's bad or cool, but they're cute dogs. But yeah, all the models look great. All this stuff looks great. Adeptus Titanicus, all that stuff. Some Forge World junk. Black Library stuff. Looks like they got a Warcry book, because, you know, that's a thing, and then all that other junk. So, I don't talk about too much of that stuff because I don't know about it, so there's no reason for me to talk about it. We started a campaign. Oh, by the way, also, I have all the other Warcry creators in here today, so check out Red Rose Wargaming, check out How To War Games. All of you guys make fantastic content, so we started a campaign, but it's hard to manage a campaign as well as randomized reports at a consistent rate. Yeah, that's the big thing. It's hard to be consistent and also try to make it interesting at the end of the day, because you could just get some dice rolls that are completely hot garbage and and just have a hero just drop dead and it be boring as hell, and like, well, then this just stopped after half a video. So one-off videos are really the way to go. But egg cartons to store and transport my warbands. Excuse me, I just literally burped right into your guys' ears. I'm having cider, so this sugary drink, I guess, makes me burp. Apologize for that. So yeah, this is something I'm pumped and looking forward to. Hopefully I can get I won't get it sooner. That doesn't happen for me. So we'll get this box when I can get it, and I will try my best to put it together as reasonably quickly as possible and get a game going and filmed and up for you guys. What was I gonna say? If you guys have any suggestions on... I just finished a Bone Splitters warband. Just finished them, literally today. It's a 7-guy warband. I have had thoughts of who to play them against, and in the past streams, someone mentioned Iron Jaws, if that was something that someone would like to see all the green boys fight the other green boys in a hole. Down in a hole. That would be very cool. Ignore that crappy singing voice. But anyways, if there's any other fun content or junk or just literally anything anyone would want to talk about, I'd love to hear and see what you guys have to say. Can't wait to see your paint scheme on these. Your models look amazing. Love the skin tones on your Iron Jaw, so we'll appreciate it. The Iron Jaw skin is actually, or what did I do for my greenskins? My greenskins changed up a little bit. What did I do? I just did a lot of airbrushing for it. I airbrushed some inks through, and I actually did the typical green, the typical green skin. So I think they look great. They're up on. Let me just plug more crap. They're up on Instagram. If you just type in Dice Chatter on Instagram, I'm sure you'll find me, and you can do all the fun junk, whatever you want to do. They should be up there. So some people like them, some people don't. Let me actually, maybe I could even pull it up. Actually, no, I'll leave it here. But other than that, that's all I really got today. If anyone else has any more fun things to clamor on about, I'll ramble for the next minute or two until I see a comment, and if I don't see one, then I'll catch you guys next time. But overall, the box set looks cool. I hope the price point is now reasonable's maybe not the best term, but I hope the price point is where it should be. So we'll see. Looks like there's only one set of stairs in Catacombs. Yeah, it looks like they have the bell tower, and that's it. So yeah, that would be your only climbing point. So that's actually a really good. Ew, that's actually a really good point. If there's one set of stairs, then we'll see. Obviously, they're gonna do something. Yeah, I don't know. You would assume that they thought about Corvus and their function in this specific set, because you would assume that they thought of Catacombs prior to releasing the main box set. I mean, we knew about Signs of Flames since the start, but we never really got access to the models until, well, a couple weeks from now. So we'll see how they deal with that. Corvus may be one of those warbands that this is, if you're playing Catacombs, you're just probably not playing Corvus Cabal, which is unfortunate because that is literally a badass warband. That's one of my favorites of the original Chaos warbands, so we'll see. Conversion using the Science Flames to be used for a hang for Necromunda will be something I will be doing. Awesome. That is very cool. I don't like either of the warbands in the Catacomb box. Well, Justin, I unfortunately disagree with you, but that's okay. We can... there's no problem that we can disagree with each other. I think the terrain's pretty... I wish... Okay, I guess this is my negative point. I wish the terrain was more robust. I guess if that's the word I'm looking for. It just seems kind of plain. Like, okay, cool, you have a corn archway. Neat. You have another archway with a portcullis. Cool. You got a thing with a skull on it. You know, you have a bridge across lava that's a skull on the ground that you paint bronze, or whatever you want to do. So we'll see how it really looks. I think the terrain is going to work fine in the game, of course. I mean, it was designed for it. But I feel like I'm going to actually use this terrain for a lot more other things rather than Warcry. So we'll see. A round-robin tournament might be interesting. Ooh. So if I set up maybe like 6 or 7 warbands and do a little tournament, that could be interesting. The only thing I would do with something like that is try to do... I want to have some randomness to like deployment and things like that, but I'd probably want to do a relatively similar twist and victory conditions for most things. But maybe if it's randomized, it would be the best. So it's not that the models are bad; they just don't do anything for me. Yeah, and that's completely fine. Like there are, okay, like Stormcast. I think they're cool looking models, but am I ever probably really going to get Stormcast models? Probably not. That's just me. EJ, the new set doesn't seem that bad compared to the first one. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think overall, I'm excited for Catacombs, and I'm excited to see... I'm more excited for these rules to see what they add in. Is it just going to be a couple tweaks here and there that they're going to add on, or is the very hard to tell thickness of this book right here going to give us more substance to the game? We'll see. Will it make the game less interesting for newer folks hopping in because there are a lot of things that you actually have to possibly go through and learn. I don't know. We'll see. But we roll dice. It almost seems the game should have started with Catacombs, then evolved to the original. Going from a 2D to a 3D game. Interesting. That's a nice little hot take, I'd say. I like that idea. Unfortunately, they didn't decide to go with that route, but I feel like either way we'd be complaining. Or not complaining about something, so we'll see. It's got to be 4 sprues less than the starter set. No setup cards. I'll still buy. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a position where, one, I enjoy the game enough, and two, honestly, I kind of have to buy it. You know, come on, guys. Of course I got to buy it. Yeah, it's going to be a few sprues less. They don't have the beasts. It looks like they don't have the starter set cards. We could be wrong about that. They could have just not put them in the picture. I would assume that they would have. Like, I don't need to see the little stupid token cards where you're supposed to put on your health and damage tokens. They could have easily placed something like those starter cards with the terrain, the deployment, and all that stuff in that place. But we'll see. It's like a reverse of Necromunda and Dark Uprising lol. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Yeah, we're literally going down instead of up. So we'll see. Overall, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Who knows? We'll see what if I pick up one of these two. Because my Skaven Warband, I wanted to do more variety. I did mention this earlier. I only have the Pestilence models. KO, I've always wanted to paint. I actually have some Flesh Eater Quartz models. We'll see. What do you film with, phone, camera, or what kind of tripod? I use my phone for dice rolling. I have it set up on a tripod that's clipped in. I record the individual dice rolls. I have a Canon. I don't have it up here. I think it's an oh shoot, I can't remember. 80D? I can't recall right off the top of my head. It's a DSLR camera for the filming. I have a few tripods. I have like 4 boom lights, and I got lots of stuff. But I love Warcry. I'll be getting this for sure. Plus, I will use the doors and arches for D&D. So when we roll dice, I am 100% with you there too. I will be doing all the same exact stuff. I bought the case and it's such hot garbage. Trevor, what is in the case? Because honestly, it looks like that like hard plastic covered in that kind of awkward cloth, and I feel like there's not even foam on the inside, but I have no idea. EJ, I'm definitely getting some of those new starter boxes at their price like the others. That's where I'm with you, EJ. If this honestly, okay, if they make it $10 more and it's like $60, that's just GW being GW at the end of the day, and I'll probably still get a Skaven box. But if this stupid Skaven starter box is like $80 to $100 to get maybe 10 models, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I would assume all of these are still that $50 price range, or whatever dollar amount it is in your neck of the world, but we'll see. But yeah, this Skaven box is really speaking to me. I mean, they still have the huge derpy rat ogres, but I've kind of always wanted some derpy rat ogres to paint. And I can kind of paint them up because I have so many Pestilence models. I can kind of paint them up to a Pestilence theme and then use them in AOS if I so decide. So we'll see. Overall, I think it's, compared to yesterday, which is pretty lackluster, I think this is a way better pre-order release type showing stuff. So I think this was fantastic. Looking forward to it, and it sounds like a lot of you guys are. Some of you are, some of you aren't, and that's completely fine. I don't see an issue. We'll just see what they do with the game. If there are any other comments or questions within the next minute, that would be fantastic. If not, I'm probably going to head off and paint some more models today. So we'll see. Or edit some videos. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing. Or just relax because it's Sunday and I want to relax. So, but other than that, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever day or time it is. And until next time, we'll catch you later. So, bye everybody. I want to do the awkward switch to my live streaming thing and hit end stream. We'll see ya. Toodaloo. End.